New Year's Eve in Portland was a little wild this year.
There are many ways people chose to ring in the new year.
Street racers took over intersections across all corners of Portland.
It is just one more element adding to safety concerns on the roads on this New Year's Eve.
God damn! What's up, guys? I'm Jameson from CHAOSTOWN, and right now we are filming something absolutely fucking illegal.
He got the big boy camera out. You know what's going on.
Street takeovers are these huge pop-up events where drivers and car freaks gather and do burnouts and donuts to crowds of hundreds of people until the cops come. Love it or hate it, these events are big, they're loud, and they're fucking dangerous. We're here to catch out what's going on and see why these people are willing to risk their freedom and their life for fame on the streets. Cops are here, we're running.
We'll give you a live look at the aftermath. You can see skid marks all over this intersection.
If you live in Portland, you may have already heard of the takeovers. Local news reported on it, but all they were able to capture on video were skid marks. We were actually there. This is what we saw. So right now I'm headed to meet a guy named Gabe. He's a member of a local car club. I've been told that the crew wants to raise their profile in the community a little bit, which is why he's agreed to talk to me on camera. I'm meeting him at a secret practice spot called the Ice Pad, and hopefully follow him to a takeover event later on tonight. How's it going, man? Jameson.
Nice to meet you. I'm Gabe.
So this is what you slide in?
Yes, this is my 2005 Crown Victoria. I haven't really done much to it except for put it on some 19-inch wheels, $300 rims, you know. I just wanted something that looked better than the stock ones, and the rear end is actually locked up so it drifts better. I also put this on it. This is tire. From me doing standing burnouts, it will put a lot of tire on the firewall. I should have been more cautious about it, but you know, it's my bucket. I beat on it, so that's all it's really for.
So how many tires do you think you've gone through on this thing?
Too many to count. You go to a used tire shop, you just say, hey, just throw a set of burners on this thing, and they'll do it for like $50. I'm Gabe. I'm obviously not gonna say my full name on camera. But yeah, I love doing this takeover stuff when I can, and it's definitely a hobby and a passion of mine.
So firstly, are you taking a risk by speaking to us, by appearing on camera?
I'd say a little bit, you know, definitely. If I ever do get caught, this will be ammunition, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, you know. You're already doing the riskiest thing you can doing this kind of stuff, so.
So why do you feel like the risk is worth it for you personally?
Well, one or two people hear my story and it changes their mind on, you know, it's not all just dumb kids being dumb. And like the boom generation, those guys, what they did when they were young was race. And I mean, I don't like going fast. It's not as fun for me as doing this. And I think it's a lot safer than going fast.
So should we take her for a ride?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
All right. I'm ready. I'm excited. I want to see what all the fuss is about, you know?
So was that fun?
I see why you guys do this shit.
So what just transpired?
I don't even fucking know. I'm kind of dizzy, but I also kind of want to do it again. What is a takeover exactly?
So we like to call them slideshows because it is a show. We like to think of it as you're almost putting on a performance, and you got a crowd of 150 people around you all cheering you on. And we're all out there to have a good time and kind of stand for what it is and show off our cars and show off, our lifestyle, and we love it, so.
Tell me a little bit about the event that's happening tonight.
Last event, there was a driver's group chat, one of the people in that group chat was arrested, and so that group chat was open to the police for a while. So I don't think they want to do a group chat anymore. So there's not a whole lot about the event going out right now. It's about all I know about it, but I mean, we'll get the spots as soon as we can.
So here's where I would have normally gone for a ride along, but after doing all those donuts, the car sickness really caught up with me. So we sent our camera guy Cruz out into the night with Gabe. What you're about to see is really fucking illegal. Please do not attempt to do any of these stunts on your own.
So we just got the spot. We're headed there right now. MLK in Colombia. You already know. I've been doing it for 3 years. I started my sophomore year of high school. I've always been into cars from the day I was born, really. I mean, little kid growing up, I love cars. I built a car with my dad, and so my buddies just took me out here, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. Ask them if they got it with the spikes.
Yo, you got spike?
That's fucked up, bro. He can't even do nothing in that car. Somebody in a stolen car just got stopped right here. That thing's getting impounded tonight. Say if I got caught doing this, all they would be able to get me for is reckless driving. Unfortunately, they made a law where they can't impound my vehicle, so I run a risk of that. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna get a DUI or anything of that sorts. Hey, what's going on? There's way too many cops. Fuck it is right. I'm gonna take my plates off. There's not a lot you could do. We just try to take precautions on, want to be extra careful wearing a mask and make sure you're legal. We take our plates off when we're drifting in the pit, but if you're getting chased down, you want to have that plate on because it's another thing they can ticket you for. So this spot, since we're so close to the cops, we're gonna regroup on the other side of town and hit spots all over there. Our rule is kind of get back or get smacked because you never turn your back to the car. It's all just like common sense rules. Don't get too close to the car and, you always keep your eyes on it. When you're around cars so much, it's not so scary as people make it sound. First spot was kind of just a meetup, but people wanted to go crazy, but this is a first street spot for sure. We got families out here, we got people bringing their kids. It's not all bad. No, God. Family friendly, bro. Everybody also thinks it's just doing circles, doing donuts, but there's a lot more to the driving style of it. Doing what's called a rollback, when the car spins around so fast that it starts to roll backwards, and then we dump the clutch, because we can only do it on a manual transmission. It's like, freestyling, kind of. What's next spot? 122nd and Gleason. Oh shit, this is it. It's 102nd and Gleason. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy getting a crowd going. And every slider knows that there's always girls waiting to get in your car. Like for me, I always break it every takeover, and then I spend a month fixing it till the next one. And it's, I try to do as good as I can and really push my car till it breaks, and because it looks cool. So cops came already. They're trying to do a spot release, but people are still gone. So I guess the cops aren't that serious. What's the next spot? Lloyd Center? Back! If you hit a car, the owners of the vehicles, it's both their responsibility to come to an agreement. Because when you put your vehicle in that situation, it's kind of code to know. You don't put it if you're not okay with it getting hit. So that other Crown Vic wanted to get close, so he did, and he hit my shit, but I don't really care. He only got my wheel. It happens, Like I said, we both in the pit. We know what's up. All right, next spot.
And you might want to back up while you can. That's all blocked off.
So we just got to Expo Center. We're taking over the intersection on the corner of it.
Portland Expo Center. This is the next spot. So we'll see how it is.
The guy in the Trailblazer's a fucking psycho.
We're calling it a night. So we're gonna go back to the car and get this man home. We'll see you out tomorrow.
So we are back at the ice pad. It is day 2. Basically what happened is when I was out here with Gabe yesterday and when sliding with him, I got really car sick, like really, really car sick. I had to go home and fucking sleep it off. We have my boy Cruz over here, cameraman of CHAOSTOWN. We sent him out there with a kind of low pro setup to go check out the takeover event, and we're just gonna do a little bit of review of that today, see how it went. So Cruz, my man, I saw some of the footage last night.
Right.
Oh yeah. It was nuts.
Pretty insane.
Several hundred people out there.
Like, there's nothing like this on the East Coast.
And you're from the Bronx, correct?
I am from the Bronx, and there's nothing like that out there. Me and the homies don't have cars like that. You know, it's very expensive. There's not a lot of space. So our thing is just the train or skateboards. But in my own way, I could relate to that because, like, skateboarding is my outlet, and I could see how the takeover culture, that's their own outlet. So I could relate to that part, but outside of that, there's not a lot I can compare to back home in New York, you know what I mean? Like, this is completely, like, this is its own West Coast thing.
What was the crowd like?
The crowd was sick, so the crowd was very young. I was very surprised by that. A lot of teenagers, you know, a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, but for the most part, everyone's vibing. Like, everyone's just trying to, you know, check out the girls, check out the boys, like, and for the most part, that's what it is. You know?
So basically the plan is, I'm feeling better, I'm back at 100%. There's another takeover event tonight happening, New Year's Eve. We're gonna go hook up with Gabe and head to one of these takeover events and see what we can see. So right now we're headed to the meetup spot. I think they're gonna announce the first spot we're going to slide. So we're heading there right now. We're about 5 minutes out, and then we'll see where we're going next. I've been tracking this story for about 8 months, and finding the time and location of any of these events has been extremely difficult. I mean, is that by design?
A lot of the accounts that post dates and stuff, they're private accounts, and you have to get accepted. I mean, I always am watching when I post something. I've had multiple accounts that have no followers and stuff like that, and I block them because there's a possibility that they're police. And, you know, if I don't know who's watching my story, you know, we have that potential. So, yeah, there's precautionary you have to take for that, for sure.
So they just announced the first spot, literally just some dude yelling it, sitting on top of his car, so we're headed there right now. It's a mad scramble.
And also, who do we got in the car now?
Oh, yeah, we got Gabe. You know, we out here.
And what happened to the whip?
The whip is retired for now. I blew up the transmission in it last night. Yeah, the Vic is retired for tonight.
So from what I've heard, and I mean, at least seen in the news, there's been, you know, people getting caught with guns and drugs and, you know, people getting robbed and stuff like that. I mean, how do you guys feel about those sort of people coming to the event?
We don't mind it, but we don't want you to be stupid with it. You know, we have so many people come out here drunk as hell thinking they're on top of the world, and we don't want to have, you know, people being idiots out here. We just all want to have a good time, but, you know, people that bring guns, I don't see any problem with that, unless they're flaunting it around, you know, and threatening people with it. You know, it's a big, high-risk event, you know. I don't blame people for wanting to carry, but you don't want to be the first guy to pull it out. You know, it's not like we're supporters of violence or anything like that, but when shit happens, so, yeah.
So I finally think we hit the spot. See a lot of cars gathering. Hasn't started yet, but I think we're all here. So, I mean, as far as the security of the event and making sure people are being safe, I mean, what happens if someone shows up and is acting wild and doing crazy shit?
If you show up to a bar and start doing crazy shit, you know, there's people that are gonna kick you out, you know, and just the next person that's being like, hey, you're not acting okay, we're gonna try to get you out of here. And, you know, if there has to be an altercation, it's not gonna be the guy who's telling, hey, you gotta get out of here, you're being a fucking moron. It's gonna be the guy that's being a fucking moron's fault, just like any other place.
So if you want to keep playing with these fireworks,
regardless of the law and how people feel about it, I mean, do you think it's important for this scene to exist in the city and for this space to exist for people who want to do it?
I don't think it's necessarily important, but I think it should be able to happen. If it wasn't so heavy on, you risking getting in trouble, I think it'd be such a good way for young people to get that angst out. I think it's a good outlet for us to just, beat on our cars and have a good time and meet new people. I've met so many people out here, so yeah, it's a good thing for me at least.
All right, so we literally just got done running from the cops. 30 minutes into the first takeover spot, 5, 6 cop cars come rolling in. Kids are running and scattered everywhere. There's spikes being thrown down on the road. We just pulled into this random parking lot to catch our breath. Listen, here's what I know. I kind of get it, I grew up in the country where we were mudding, we were taking our trucks out to the mountain, letting out all our aggression, from being angry teenagers, and it doesn't seem like cops are stopping these kids, no matter how many times they get busted, they just keep going. So, I don't know what the solution is. I'm on the fence about it. Obviously, this culture and this community is really important to these kids. And, maybe throwing cops at the problem isn't the solution. Maybe we need to give these kids an outlet, somewhere to do this stuff, because they're not discouraged, man. Kids get hurt, kids go to the hospital, people get messed up, but they keep coming back. And that just seems to be the case. It is what it is. And like I said, 19-year-old me gets it. I would be right here.
Look, we gon' pull that shit out on a Sunday. Racing with the click up the one way. Today I'ma tear up these tires. Doing donuts in the intersection slide. We gon' pull that shit out on a Sunday. Racing with the click up the one way. Today I'ma tear up these tires. Doing donuts in the intersection slide. LA summer. LA summers. Sunday night. You know how we do. We just ride, slide, dipping and tripping, you know what I'm saying?